Hey there. Let me see. I already tagged everybody. Yeah, getting a little slicker at this. So I'm gonna talk about why I started this now instead of at 12. Because look at that right there. It's well, you have to be able to read backwards, but buy one get two free. And I always look for a deal. And to me, a deal is something where it's something that's high quality that I get at a price that is like atypical. Yes, Mortimer's gonna. Okay, come here. We're gonna say hi, and we'll give you a treat. Okay, here's my little amigo. Ain't getting him right next to food, although he'd love that. Anyways, making some slow cooker beef with broccoli, and because I was willing to stand in line and deal with some goofiness, I managed to get like a good bit of high quality sirloin petite steak for $5 a pound. Hard to argue with that. It's one of our little treats to occupy him. And we're gonna get this thing rolling. And then, stop rolling. 19 minutes from now, I will start my Tom Petty show. So, anyhow, I looked up some different recipes on the internet and made a hybrid. So, basically, what we're doing is beef with broccoli in the crock pot, but with some ingredients that are both very, I guess, body friendly, and you're gonna like how they taste if you like what you're used to having in your food. So I got a good bit of stuff from Trader Joe's. Thanks for tuning in, guys. These guys, we got organic toasted sesame oil, and if you're familiar with Asian cooking, you know it's cooking sesame oil is pretty typical, but these coconut aminos are superior quite a bit in terms of nutrition and for your body as compared to soy sauce. So that's why we're using that. And instead of regular sugar, you know, in terms of like, you know, the stuff you get off the shelf that is highly processed, using coconut palm sugar. That's low glycemic, so if you're diabetic, it's definitely something worth exploring. Doesn't make your blood sugar spike. And it doesn't taste like coconut, so you don't have to worry about, you know, turning your world into a giant coconut if you use this stuff. And you may feel better if you just do a one-to-one switch in general with this stuff, but it's pretty fantastic. And then just another beef broth is a component a lot of times in the recipe for beef with broccoli. And so I opted to use bone broth. And I'm gonna bribe Mortimer real quick with some carrots because I don't want to pick him up while I'm cooking. There you go, buddy. Oh, all right. I'm coming back. Thank you for not leaving. All right. Consider that a brief commercial break. Washing my hands one more time. All right. So quick and dirty. What I'm doing is I'm taking about 2 pounds of beef and making a little sauce. Gonna make it real quick in my bowl. And the sauce is gonna be comprised of the coconut aminos, the sesame oil, the garlic, the coconut sugar, and the beef broth. That's the beginning of that story. And then later on, we're gonna add these. And I promise you I'm gonna finish this process today. Hi, Kaylin, thanks for tuning in, because I have a friend coming who's gonna eat this. And as a surprise to her, I think she's really gonna like it. And then she's super busy though. And so part of my mission is making a repertoire of recipes that are really healthy and exciting in terms of like, man, I can't wait to eat that. And easy, you know, for people that just don't have a lot of time, but want to build a good life, and nutrition is such a key component of that. So when my friend gets here this evening, I'm gonna give her, you know, a sample of what I made, you know, enough to take home to her family to have a meal, but I'm also giving her the components so she can do it herself. So I gotta have the recipe together. So we're doing good. So all I'm doing, I'm gonna cut up the beef, I'm gonna mix my little ingredients in my little green bowl here, and put it all in Mr. Crockpot. And then we're gonna go do some music, and that's how we're gonna roll on this lovely Saturday. So I hope everybody's doing well. I am particularly impressed with Safeway in terms of the deals you can score, and you do have to sometimes be prepared to go to the mat a little bit to get them to actually honor, you know, the stickers that are even on their own aisles. But I found with the power of the camera and my cell phone and willingness to spend a little extra time, you can save quite a bit of money. And to me, when I look at Surge savings, I say to myself, how much effort would it take me to earn the amount of money I'm saving? And today, you know, I probably saved about 50 bucks in, I don't know, 13, 20 minutes tops. So let's err on the side of, you know, making me look real good. 50 bucks, 13 minutes, you know, let's round it down a little bit. Let's say, you know, that's 6 of those sets in an hour or so. 6 times 50, so that was worth about 300 bucks an hour. I think that's a reasonable thing to spend some time on. So, anyways, that's just me. I'm cutting this sirloin up small enough to where, I don't know, you cut it how you want to eat it. I'm making it, you know, not tiny, but not huge either. And for the kiddos, you might need a slightly smaller piece, but that's okay. Anyhow, just cutting them up, and then we're gonna do our beef with broccoli sauce. And I'll be interested to see the feedback I get on this. And, you know, when I post the second half of this, it'll be pretty concise. Give you the recipe and everything. And, oh, having fun doing some cutting here. And then see if it's something that you actually want to make on your own. Because that's the goal with all this stuff I'm doing, at least with the cooking videos, is to inspire people to cook at home. Eating out is great in terms of convenience, but it can be very expensive. And I don't really know what they're up to back there in the kitchen. So, getting close here. And something else that I thought was interesting is I'm looking into blood type diets, and I'm pretty sure I'm a type AB blood type. I found it interesting just talking to different people about blood types, since I'm looking into it now. Majority of people don't know what their blood type is. And if they contact their doctors, the doctor doesn't know either, even if the person's had blood tests, because for some reason, that's not considered a vital thing to figure out or notate when you're doing different blood tests for, I guess, checking someone's level of health. And, I mean, just from a practical point of view, I find that kind of odd, because if you needed to have a blood transfusion, you were in an accident, I would think knowing your blood type would be something that should be just real aware. You know, just something you know. Like, you know, most people know their favorite flavor of ice cream, but not everybody knows their blood type. So, anyhow, the blood type diet is based on the concept that certain foods are better than others for you, depending on what your blood type is. And supposedly across the board though, chicken ain't so great. So some blood types, in theory, can tolerate it, but nobody gains any great benefit from chicken. And I guess, you know, we got so into chicken because the government was pressured to make sure the chicken farmers were making good money. Because I guess back in World War II, there were a lot of people that got sent off to war, and they didn't have a lot of money, and the promise was, you come back, you're going to have a steak dinner on your table. Well, the beef guys like that, but the chicken farmers not so much. And so that's kind of how we got into this concept of chicken being such a great food. It's a lot more economics than health. So, I don't know. I'm not trying to force anybody to think or believe what I do, but I'm saying maybe do some research. Because me, and I'm not eating beef 24/7, but I pretty much got rid of all the chicken in my freezer because I decided I don't like chicken anyways that much, and if it's not very good for me, then it's really silly to force myself to try to incorporate something into my diet for no good reason. That's just bizarre to me. And creating a little chaos here because I don't know, this packaging is a little frustrating. We'll get into it. So anyways, supposed to do a cup of this bone broth, not just beef broth, but bone broth. So the theory is that bone broth is a lot more dense in nutrients. It's coming from the marrow. And it's not just, I guess the meat of the animal, but they're boiling the bones. So that's why bone broth is a lot more expensive. And as I'm doing this stuff, I don't know, this is my style, I talk. And I'm working on getting the information concise too, so if you don't have the time and inclination to watch what I'm doing, that's okay. But the purpose of me doing the long version of stuff too is to kind of put some extra facts in there and put a human spin on this. So, glad I did Saturday. I enjoy this break from the heat. Got a lot of rain. That's been kind of bizarre for the desert, but I think that's been a good thing too. My plants are super green right now. Becoming a big plant person. Let's see here. I don't know. I just think it's important to know things. Come on now. I've realized how brutal I can be in the kitchen. But I don't like when they don't package stuff in a way that's user friendly. But I guess I can't complain too much because I didn't have to get out there and harvest and process this stuff, so still getting a pretty good deal when you think about it. That's what I told myself when I was standing in line at the grocery store. Everything's taking a long time and people are yin-yanging around. I'm like, well, this is still way less time than it would take to produce this food, so it's okay. Adjustment of expectations and perspective, I guess. So anyhow, I'm taking my sauce and I'm putting it in here. Hi, Chrisette. I hope you're doing well. So we got a cup of our beef broth, bone broth, because that's the super nutrient dense stuff, and then half cup of coconut aminos. I mean half, yeah. Let's see, half cup. And I told myself, as a friendly reminder, if you don't do much cooking, it's good to do the dry. If you only have one measuring cup, it's good to do the dry stuff first, because otherwise the dry stuff will stick to the wet stuff. So I got 3 ingredients to go in Mr. Cup here, and that would be the sugar, the soy sauce equivalent, and the broth. So I screwed up a little bit, but doing a half cup here. Going there. And then we're doing half cup of our soy sauce. Oh boy, oh boy. Again, coconut aminos. Could take the top thing off, but by the time I did that, life would have gone on anyways. Alright, come on. I know, Mortimer. I know. Okay. And then, sesame. Tablespoon. Sesame. I'll tell you, Trader Joe's. Some of their stuff seems pricey, but they're meat. But for other staples, pretty fantastic. Just had to put in a little plug for them. So that's where I got this stuff. This nice toasted sesame oil. It smells good. I think it's good when your food smells good. And then the organic coconut aminos. It's kind of neutral. It's funny because you smell soy sauce and it's like, whoa, just hits you hard. So, there's a reason for everything. I gotta look up, remind myself exactly what coconut aminos are, other than a healthy alternative to soy sauce. And then, since I got my chopped up garlic. A teaspoon is about the same as a decent sized clove. So, and I'm very garlic friendly. Antioxidants. I like garlic. So, about done with this phase. I put all this stuff in my nice green mixing bowl. And again, it was just some garlic, some organic toasted sesame oil from Trader Joe's, some organic coconut aminos, some organic bone beef broth, and some, you guess it, organic palm sugar. I understand what the organic thing is. They just aren't involving any scary pesticides, so I'm a big fan of that. All right, and then here, what's happening? Let's see. This one. He's just going over the top of our cut up beef. Getting all in there. I'm gonna spread this out and scoop it a little bit more. And stir up quite as big as you can. He actually said that, well, one of our recipes said to mix it in the crock pot, and that just didn't make sense to me, so I'm being a little bit more thorough than some of my predecessors on the internet. Oh boy, I'm sure I get every last bit of this sauce, because I think it's going to be pretty good. Guess we could have sampled the sauce beforehand, before it hit the raw meat. Now, I'm not really in the mood to live on the edge that much. But, alright, this looks pretty good. This looks like a solid, auspicious beginning for beef with broccoli. And then, I guess around, I don't know, later this afternoon, I'll post the full recipe and the end result when this guy gets involved. So anyhow, without further ado, I'm gonna cut this off, take a minute or two to get my head in a slightly different mode, and then gonna be doing my Tom Petty show. Rock and roll. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a fantastic Saturday. Ideally, with me. Okay.